Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you guys are so very welcome indeed. Are we living and loving, my darlings? I am taking your advice because usually I will get up to show you the fabulous dress, but this time around I've taken pictures. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna start putting pictures to the side so that you can see the entire outfit. This, my darling, I was just feeling kind of animalistic. I love my animal prints, and I just thought that this would be fabulous to launch season 2. Yes, I heard you. Yes, I heard you. Season 2 of Young, Famous and African. Between Young, Famous and African and AMVCA Awards, I must have gotten about 500 requests. Yep, you even emailed me. You were like, Fumi, are you going to do the AMVCA Awards? I said, yes, I am. Just give me a minute. Some of you were upset. Why are you doing Cannes? Why are you doing this white red carpet with these white folk in Europe? Because Cannes started before the AMVCA Awards, my darling. They said, Fumi, you are African. Just to remind you, you are half Nigerian. I said, yes. Yes, darling, you don't need to remind me. I know I cover everything. And I also know that it is love. And I am so honored. I'm so honored that you want me to review these shows and all of these red carpet events, especially in Nigeria. Nigeria, that is my blood. That's my blood, just for you guys to know. I am Naija, I am giddy, so there's no way I'm not going to review it. And because it's giddy, because it's my people, I take extra special care. And I get the hair, the makeup, the outfit, everything ready. So don't worry, it is coming. But we're going to do Young, Famous and African first. They have how many episodes? 9 episodes. So we're going to do the first 4 episodes because yes, I know what Tubaba said. I know what Innocent said. I know what Two-Face said. We will get there in a minute. I have digressed. Like I said, this fabulous dress is by Ivy Ekong Fashion. When I tell you it's so beautiful and it is sheer. Oh, let me just get up. Let me just get up so that you can see how fabulous this is. And darling, when I tell you, it is chiffon, my darlings. The best kind of quality. And I have a little treat for you guys. Yep. Are we living and loving the animal print bra? I am coming out with them. I'm testing all of them. We're almost done so that you can wear this with your animal print dresses and it kind of just meshes in to the point that you're like, this is really giving me Dolce & Gabbana vibes. No, baby. It's Ivy and Fumi vibes. Ivy Ekong Fashion, and this is Fumi's line that's coming out. I'll tell you about the name. I'll tell you the website. The website is ready. Yes, the website is ready. Oh my God, I want to cry. So a lot is going on. You are going to be so excited. I'm going to treat you guys because you deserve it and you have given me so much love and support. Let us get to Young, Famous and African. I lived for it. I lived for it. So we're going to do the first 4 episodes. Let me just start with the first episode. So guess what? Diamond cruises into town and he gets in touch with Naked. He says, Naked, I'm coming through. Naked says, let me get the crew together. It's been a minute. Let's get the crew together. Let's hang out. Let us catch up with each other. Candy is now in Dubai, but she says, you know what? I only bathe in Dubai, but I come to South Africa as often as I can. We have Annie. We also have Swanky. Swanky and Annie are not talking. I was shocked. Swanky was asked, Swanky, what about Annie? He said, well, you know, we haven't seen each other in a minute. Annie too said the same thing. I was like, say, what is going on here? So anyway, the last season, remember, Andale went to go and see Zari. And out of the clear blue sky, who came in? It was Diamond, and Diamond was kind of shocked. So Diamond opened up this season talking about, that's disrespectful. Of all the women in this world, you want to come for the mother of my kids. He wasn't feeling it. He wasn't happy about it, and he let Naked know that, did you invite Andale? And Naked was like, you didn't tell me not to invite nobody. So I'm sorry, but you know what? Andale is coming. By the way, I have a young chuchurunchu. Her name is Fontana. She's from Ghana. She's a singer-songwriter. I'm going to bring her for you. So Diamond is still, out there doing his thing. He's chasing every skirt possible, and Naked is there to supply. Now, we have Fontana. Fontana, who is from Ghana. She's introduced in the first episode. Bada bing, bada boom. Then we have this sexy number, and I loved her from the gate. Who came in this slinky dress. She's Swanky's friend, and her name is Bonang. And she has this, very strong accent. If you think I have a strong accent, Bonang has a strong accent. And she came in there and she says, you know what, I'm selfish, I'm self-centered, it's all about me, woo, woo, woo. I'm a presenter, I've done all of these things. And I was like, all right, mama, have a seat. And then we had Louis. Louis is 30 years old. And for me, he's so adorable. And for me, he's just like my little baby brother. Fabulous body, strong accent, lovely personality. I liked him too. I said, okay, they're kind of mixing it up, adding in some fresh personalities up in here. Needless to say, the party now unfolds and everybody kind of shows up. Swanky comes in and says hello to everybody around the table and does not even acknowledge Annie. It was childish. It was childish, and it was deliberate to let everybody know that Annie and I are not talking. That's the kind of thing that you do in high school, because you humiliated her and you embarrassed her, and it wasn't necessary. I guess because, hey, I'm older, I will just call it out as it is. If you have upset me, you piss me off or whatever, let us iron things out. I will still say hi. It will be chill, but I will still say hello. It's not necessary to come in like an eagle and everybody sees you giving these over elaborate kisses and hugs to everybody, and then you don't even acknowledge Annie. Whatever your beef is, it even gets deeper because that's an extra offense on top of it. Annie handled it very well. And might I say that Diamond also, and this is what I like about guys, this is what I like about straight men, I have to say it, yeah. They handle situations differently from women. Andale came in and Diamond said hello. They even kind of hugged each other. There was no unnecessary thingy shebang. And might I add, I loved Andale's jacket. I loved it. I was praying to God Almighty that it was a suit or that it had trousers to match, because I would have bought it. I would have taken it to my alterations. I would have carved out a waist up in there and I would have worn it right here on the show. Anyway, Annie said, I think I've sort of had enough. It's time to go, because they were being divided. It was a party in this beautiful home, beautiful house that I love. Yes, I can imagine myself having that kind of big house. I really love big houses like that. But it was being divided. There were two parties. They're not talking to each other. It was just, nonsense. Anyway, Annie said, I gotta go. I don't have to stay here. And there was also some kind of what's going on, because when Bonang came in, Kani looked at her and we got to find out right there and then that Kani is not a friend of Bonang. I was like, oh wow. So there were, little bits of, bits and bobs. But the first episode was very much an introduction to say this is what we're dealing with season 2, and these are the storylines. I was like, is that a fact? Alrighty. So episode 2 was rather interesting. Kani put it upon herself to have a masked party because, like she rightly said, everybody was wearing a mask at Diamond's welcome back party. So she decided to have a party for the whole crew to come in and talk and, just you guys kind of iron your stuff out. We also find out that Louis had some kind of little issue with Bonang. He was 23 and he held an event in his country and invited Bonang, but forgot to somehow get her a hotel room. And it turned out that Bonang left and went back. He stuck to that story. He said it repeatedly. And so he wanted the opportunity to also apologize to Bongang. So we have Fontana, and she goes over to Diamond's house. And they talk a little bit. And you know Diamond just wants to, as he says, but I just can't bring myself to use such words. Anyway, he just wants to sleep with her. So he's like, oh, you're gorgeous, you're this, soft, sweet, sweet. And of course, they end up kissing. Once Fontana planted those 25-year-old beautiful pillow lips on Diamond, it was on and popping. He said, you know what, let's go upstairs. Fontana said, let's go. Let's go and have some fun. And so they set out to have some fun. Anyway, Kani had her party. Everybody was there. And I didn't like the way she addressed Andale. I don't like the way that she addressed Annie. It was vulgar. There's no need to say F you. There's no need. All you have to say, guys, you know what? We're under pressure here. You guys sort yourselves out. Sometimes Kani does the most. Nobody asked you, sis. Sit down. Sit down. It's unnecessary. You don't talk to your friends like that. And for sure, you don't talk to your friends like that with new cast members, new people that are coming into the group. I would have smacked your face. I would have smacked your face, Kani. You would never try it with me. You must be very stupid. Don't talk to people like that. Who are you? You think that you're the big mama of the whole show. You are not. Sit down. Because nobody talks to you like that. You don't have the authority to talk to anybody like that. And I love the fact that Andale got up and said, Mama, wait one goddamn minute. Don't talk to me like that. These are parents. These are people that have 4 children and more. And they're taking care of themselves. Then you want to stand up there and you embarrass them because you're who? Everything that you made an effort for that party went down the drain because of the way you presented it. Don't do that. Don't do that to each other. You shouldn't talk to each other like that. It's like me saying I will say that to Christina. No, I would not. I love Christina and I respect Christina. You don't talk to your friends like that. And it backfired. As it should have, because you caused that. Okay, so that was that. Rumors started swirling again about Tubaba and that he was now expecting yet another baby with a lawyer. And so Annie was really pissed off and she was like, what is this nonsense? Swanky reached out to Annie. And so Swanky puts his personal gripe with Annie aside and sends her a voice note to say, let me talk to you. I'm here. Let's talk. Because he feels for her, because he can only imagine, how Annie will be feeling. Now, Swanky has his full set of acrylic nails done. Do you love this lip? My God, it's by Juvia's Place. It is fabulous. It is the most fabulous taupe lip I have. And when I tell you, everybody asks me, Fumi, what is this lip? It's Juvia's Place. Of course. And it's called Nubian Nude. Use my discount code. Don't say I never gave you anything. And so Swanky, by the way, has a full set of acrylic nails or gel nails. And then he has multiple rings on. How do I feel about it? It's OTT. Do I care for it? Not necessarily. I love a lot of what Swanky wears. He almost neutralizes the overall look where it can be a man or a woman. I love that about Swanky. But sometimes the gold necklaces, gold, it can be too much. Where he is OTT, Annie is so underrepresented. So underrepresented on the show. I am beginning to wonder, is it upon her insistence that she goes there without any makeup? Her hair looks kind of sort of just blah. Her outfits just look kind of blah. Every once in a while she'll give you something, but not all the time. And I think at this point she's wearing the glasses because she doesn't know how to put on makeup. She doesn't have a makeup artist, or she just prefers just to go kind of average. I'm not understanding. Some of her looks are fire. Some of them. But majority of the time, Annie just looks very depressed, very stressed, and very, I don't know what I'm working with. On a show, season 2, You guys are very, very, very popular. What's going on there? Anyway, like I said, so he leaves the message with Annie. Meanwhile, Fontana has a kind of sensual party where they're going to paint this guy and they're going to chat and talk. And it's the first time Annie and Zari kind of say a little hello, hi, hi, hee hee. I mentioned that because Bongang has a kind of boat party. And so she invites Annie and she invites Zari. And nobody was thrown off the boat. But we'll get to that in a minute. On the other side of town, the boys are having a kind of basketball party. And this is where, you know, Louis, Swanky, all of them, they play, they get to know each other, blah, blah, blah. Swanky also meets up with Bongang. And he tells a colorful story. And he adds a little bit of, like we say in Niger, he added pepper soup, he added tomatoes, he added this one, added that, which was not necessary. Why? Because it kind of came out like a big lie. So he now tells Bongang that, Louis knows you, that Louis said that he invited you, that you came to the hotel and you didn't like the flowers. And so you left. Bongang said, what? Never. Me? I would never do that. Who is this guy again? What does he say that he's doing? I'm not too sure. For whatever reason, I don't know why Swanky said that. Or might I add this? I think Swanky said that because he was intimidated by Louis. Louis is gorgeous. He's a beautiful, deep chocolate, no milk, nowhere, African species of a young man. And I like him. I like his personality. I like his attitude. And he's got a body for droves. Everybody is getting themselves summer ready, including me. Thank God, I'm ready this summer. And I think Swanky was intimidated. I think without all the bells and whistles, Louis looks great. And I think some way, somehow, Swanky just felt as if, you know what, let me just say A, B, and C. And that's the thing about Chinese whispers. That's what we used to call it back in the day. The story you start off in the beginning is a completely different story at the end, told to the 10th person. The first person who hears it, to number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You add a little pepper soup, add a little sugar, add a little Maggi. By the time you get to the 10th person, all of the sauce, which is the truth, is out. And then what is remembered is the sauce and the Maggi. And it's a complete and total lie. So what Swanky told Bongang was not exactly true. All right? So keep that in your back pocket. All of them have kind of little crimes that they are committing. Annie shared the voice note from Swanky to Bongang and to Sari on the boat. So, Annie, you were wrong for that. Personal information. Most especially when I really think it was very gallant of Swanky to be the bigger person, to put his personal feelings aside and reach out to you at a time where he might have felt that you were distressed, because he doesn't know anything. He just knows my friend must be feeling some kind of pressure if her husband, who has been accused of multiple affairs, is now coming out with yet another baby mama. She might be alone. She might need support. I will be there. You took that and you went to share it with Zari. Zari, who has been your arch enemy for the entire season 1. You even said it yourself. I don't know if I can trust the sis. And Bongang, who wants to get involved and just wants to let me this, that, or whatever. So I didn't think that was cute. That was a little shady. That was a little dirty. I will call it like it is, because what you're showing me is what you're showing me on the show. That's how I see it. Diamond and Andele meet up by the pool. And I will say this about Diamond. I love how calm he is. It's something that I think I want to adopt for myself. He's upset, but he's calm. And he expresses himself to Andele that Andele, you know, she's the mother of my kids. And there are other people that you can date. And I didn't like it. I think it was disrespectful. And Andele, in defense, says, you know, don't you want her to be happy? Do you just want her just to take care of your children and she has nobody that loves her and takes care of her. And he said to the camera, to us, he said, it really doesn't matter how I feel about Zari. It's really important about how Diamond feels. And because of that, I will back off. It does not matter. It really just matters on how Diamond feels. Diamond is my friend, and so I'm going to back off. And he told that to Diamond. I loved it. But it was funny because for me, there were two sides to it. I wanted to say, Diamond, you're a hypocrite. You are out here, you're sleeping with everything that moves, and then you still want to be protective. Nobody should touch, Zari. Then on the flip side, it occurred to me that maybe Diamond doesn't mind Zari having relationships. He just doesn't want it to be his friend, because Zari pointed this out. He didn't want it to be Andale because he and Andale together go and chase women. So maybe Diamond feels that don't rubbish Zari. Perhaps if it was a situation where, which I would have respected Andale to have done, call Diamond and say, Diamond, I love Zari. I want to marry Zari. I want to take care of her and the kids. And some way, somehow, I would love your blessing, because I'm not a play about kind of a guy. This is what I really want to do. So on that flip side, I said to myself, self, maybe Diamond has a point. Maybe Diamond is like, bruh, we chase women together and we know how dirty we can be. Then you want to come and do that with Zari just to play? No, I don't want you to do that. I think that was where Diamond was coming from. Well, needless to say, Zari wasn't having it. Zari was like, there's something there with me and Andale. Zari, I'll tell you what is there. It is the third leg. You're getting that deep itch. I know it. You're sweating. You're dreaming about it in 100 different positions. You want it. But I tell you this, sis, once you've had it, it is like a balloon. And you almost regret doing it. What you are after is lust. It's not love. It's lust. Between your legs, get it out of your system and keep Andale as a friend. Because once you jump that broom, you can't go back. And it gets really messy. So I kind of think I will give the advice to Andale and to Zari. Continue to appreciate and love each other. Yes, because at least you talk. Because once you jump into the bedroom, it's done. Everything else is, out the window. Now you're paying attention to each other, give each other small attention and stuff like that. Because Diamond was like, these people are still disrespecting me. Because Andale came in and gave Zari a nice, cushy, yummy, long, extra long hug. Diamond. But he was cool. He didn't jump and punch, Andale in the face. So I appreciated it for what it was. Needless to say, Annie went over to Andale on the radio talk show talking about, I want to tell you what is going on about this, that, and the other with my marriage. That in actual fact, this rumor is a lie and it has been going on for a while. Baba has 5 children between 2 other women. That's it. Annie, that's a lot. That's a lot. Because we know that he didn't sleep with one woman 3 times and with the other woman twice, multiple times. And you were dating him throughout these marriages. Don't think we don't know your gist. We know the gist. He married you. But then again, the other wife was there. 2 of you even hugged in the club. I mean, I got to give it to Baba. Wow, wow, wow. You are good. To get these women to hug each other, to be fighting all over the place. Oh, wow. But here's the thing. She set out the room and she was like, our children feel it and I empathize. And might I add, this is why I'm so grateful I listen to my husband and I keep Adrian out of the media. Because from one mother to another, I empathize and I support Annie 1,000,000,000%. It hits different when they hit for your kids. All reasoning goes out the window. Do it to me. I don't mind. I put myself here. But not the children. Anyway, let us round everything up with two situations. Now, Annie and Tubaba get together. Tubaba comes with the children and they have a fabulous dinner where they invite Nadia, they invite Andale, they also invite Naked and Naked's girlfriend Kayla. Before you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere along the line, Tubaba comes out talking about that, you know what, a man can love a woman, love her, but if he's on his own somewhere random, like in a hotel in a different country, that the third leg will stand up and he'll want to get giddy with it, with whomever is there. That is just the nature of man. That was what you guys wanted me to talk about. My beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, two-faced, Tubaba innocent. Speak for yourself. And I'm going to add to it. I will say this now. Tubaba has a disease. He is an addict. He is a sex addict. He can't help himself, even if he tried. There are some men that just love the cookies like no man's business. They are addicted to it. And so I tell Annie, he's introducing disease into your family. And that is what Tubaba is. Tubaba is just letting you know that this is how he is programmed. Because not all men are like that. There are some men that have a level of self-respect of themselves and they will not just sleep with anything. Because you sleeping with anything, you don't know what the other person has. You sleeping with anything, saying that as soon as it stands up, that you will sleep with anything. That goes to streetwalkers, prostitutes, call girls, your friends, Annie, yes. That is what he's saying, that he will sleep with anything. That he even said, we don't even care about who we're sleeping with. It's below the waist, above the knees. That's all we're concerned about. Until his thingamajig falls off, shrivels up and falls off, before he'll be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And there in itself, you know, there's no protection. Because he's not thinking about protection. Because he does not know when it will stand up to attention, pointing in whichever direction. That's what he wants. Not all men are like that. But this is Tubaba's, this is Innocent's DNA. This is who he is, Annie. And you can learn to love him as he is and accept everything as he is, or you can walk away. Climbing on that, you did walk away. No, you ran away and you said it. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed that Tubaba said that because right by the table over there was Andale, whose radio talk show you went to and you went on air to start letting us know all these blogs, all this, we say this, we say that. No, Annie, your beautiful husband, two-faced, is the one that gives us the ammunition to say it and report it as is. To the point, we don't even care. To the point that we're just looking and saying, it's Tubaba, who cares? And I will say it right now, let me add to it, he's still going to have another child. He might even have one as we speak, because that is him. We as women, sometimes we say to ourselves, is Annie not looking at this? Abi, what's going on? Annie has children. Annie, you don't have to go through all of this. Annie, you can move on with your life. You can get married again. You can have another man. You can have a happier life. You can be the best version of you because we know this ain't it. But then there are some sisters that you just have to let them be because they don't want to budge, because they cannot see it. And I've seen that situation many times before. They cannot see it. Leave them be. Annie, we leave you be. We leave you be. If you want to stay with Tubaba, stay with him. If he wants to have twins, triplets on your head, let him have. What's my business? What's our business? but I will report it. And if Fumi Nation comes and says, Fumi, how do you see this situation? Oh, hey, this thing done like a killer. Fumi, how far? How do you see this situation? Now so we see Now so we see me too, I'm looking. I don't know what to say. Two baba na wa for you. Now so you go pregnant another girl again. Now wa for una. Now wa for una. And it was verified, absolutely, when you ran away. So, Annie, please don't waste our time coming up here on air talking about this rumor, that rumor, this rumor, whatever. The fact of the matter is, two baba gives us more than enough information for us to report. It's entirely up to you if you want to take it or not. Who really cares? Needless to say, there was a kind of bonfire. They said, let us go and do bonfire. Who does bonfire in Africa? When we see fire, we run. We don't do bonfire. But I can understand that you're trying to have a different scene. Who do we have? We have Bongang, we have Swanky, we had Zari, and we had Fontana. When I tell you this little picnic thing went from 0 to 100 in no time at all. Louis was there and he was apologizing again to Bongang. For whatever reason, Bongang was just like, whatever. And she was being so rude. She really was being rude. And I admired the way Louis was just handling the situation. Zari was out there for the first time. I could see her kind of fangs because Fontana was saying that herself and Diamond, they're just doing their thing, no promises to each other. And Zari was trying to establish the fact that he's my baby daddy, that when he walks in, it's only me, when it's this, that, or whatever. And the funny thing was that Nadia had mentioned this in the first season, and I pushed it aside as no. But then I actually saw Zari do it. So Zari and Diamond do this to each other's play partners. They get very jealous, very possessive. They are very good at co-parenting. In fact, might I add that they are one of the best that I have seen. They seem to really get along, love each other. Diamond still buys gifts for Zari and all of that. But the second Zari sees somebody that is kind of sleeping with Diamond, she wants to go out there and belittle the person. Fontana handled it beautifully. For 25 years old, Fontana, I'm liking you because you're like my little daughter. And you're doing okay. You're doing okay. I don't know what the other 5 episodes will unravel about you, but I like the way you handled it and you water coolered the situation. It's unfortunate because I cannot say the same for Bonang. The situation skyrocketed because Louis was telling Fontana that, Fontana, don't even worry too much about Diamond. Focus on your career and don't be known as a side chick because we are Africa. We are Africa. And we know how our African men, women, society, culture thinks. If you're a side chick, you're no person. To be a side chick, it's very difficult for you to get married. There's a girl I know, beautiful girl. Was she a side chickish? Yes, ish. She never got married. In African culture, you're stained. So Louis was saying, don't do that. He wanted the best for her. Bongang jumped out and said, I've slept with this person, that person. Why are you clocking or trying to control her, this, that, or whatever? I started to spit venom at him. It was such an embarrassment, Bongang. For your finesse, for your beauty, for all that you presented, you turned me off right away. I no longer care for you as a person because you look like a vicious cat animal. It was unnecessary. And if you were trying to get storyline, that's the wrong way to go about it. And shame on you, Swanky, for not intervening and taking control over a situation that you created. You created it. And it was as if to say, aha, I got Louis where I want him. And Louis, applause to you for handling the situation so beautifully and keeping calm. And I loved what you wore. You looked really nice. And I appreciated Zari. Zari was observant and said, it would have been good if Swanky had handled this situation and intervened. and he did not. And that was episodes 1 to 4. Those are the highlights. But you guys remind me if I miss 1 or 2 things out of those 4 episodes, because this is a long episode. But that was that. And I was like, okay, this is what we're working with. So as far as I'm concerned, fabulous, fabulosity. I am loving young, famous, and African. I am out here in these South African streets. I can't wait to come to South Africa. So that is it, my darlings. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button. And I will see you guys sooner than later. All of my love. Mwah.